What is going on? Two people in the house. How are y'all doing this fine evening? Now one. They're leaving the building quicker than they can get through the door. I've been putting a lot of UFO stuff up on my page. Different interviews with people who worked at S4, people that were abducted by aliens, interviews, things like that. Because, my main goal in life, what I want to see happen before I die, is disclosure. I want that more than I want anything else in this life. If someone walked into this room right now and put a briefcase on my table and said there's $75 million in this briefcase, then brought another briefcase in. Okay, the $75 million briefcase is red. They brought a black briefcase in. They set it down and they say, this is disclosure. You can have disclosure. We'll announce to the world that aliens do exist and UFOs are real. I can honestly say that I would probably take disclosure over that money. That's how bad I want disclosure. That's how bad I want them to admit, what they have been lying to us for all these years. The lie just continues. It's one lie after another lie after another lie after another lie. NASA, they're all involved. All the higher agencies, they're all involved in some way, shape, way, or form. The governments, they're all together. They're all united on the same front when it comes to not disclosing UFOs. Because with discussing, with disclosing UFOs, you also are bringing to the limelight new technologies that can save the planet, better the planet, technologies that can have us leave the planet in no time flat and fly to any planet we want within our solar system like that, just like a alien species would do. I believe we already have that technology, but we'll never admit that. You know what I mean? We'll never admit that. Someday, maybe. I'm hoping. I got a gut feeling that they're, like I said, they're inching closer. They're letting people like Bob Lazar put out these movies. Bob Lazar went quiet for how many years, and then he put out the movie. You know what I mean? And I believe the government, probably came to Bob Lazar and told him, listen, put together a piece of, all your best stuff, make a movie of it. And, millions of people will probably see this movie. And, a lot of those people are probably skeptics and don't believe in aliens or UFOs. And they might afterwards. So things like that, little things like that, are basically helping to push us forward in the right direction as far as getting disclosure and things like that. That's just my firm belief. When is it coming? I don't know. But I believe within the next few years. I'll be right back. Hey! So yeah, disclosure. I believe it's going to happen soon. And when I say soon, I don't mean next week. I don't mean a month from now. I don't even mean a year from now. But I believe within the next, 10, 20 years, we will have it. And I'm leaning towards more of the, Jesus. And I'm leaning towards more of a shorter time span, like 5 to 10 years. That's what I'm thinking. More movies, more documentaries, things like that, more whistleblowers, more slip-ups, more sightings, and things are just going to lead up to, it gets to the point where everybody in some way, shape, or form thinks, you know what, aliens or UFOs may be real. And that's when they're going to drop that bit of knowledge on us. But they're not going to drop all the knowledge on us like I'm always saying. They're not going to tell us about the secret technologies that they have and things like that. They might say, you know what, there is another life form or other beings from another planet. You know what I mean? They have came here. Just tell us whether that's what they're going to do. They're going to tell us whether it's real or not real, but they're not going to drop all the information which we so desire as being in the Skywatch community, things like that. We want it all. I know I want instant gratification. I want it now, and I want it right now. But that's not going to happen. You got to be a patient person. And who knows how long we have left here on the planet, you know what I mean? So, you could die any day. I could die right now. I haven't been feeling the best these past couple of weeks and months. My health has kind of, been deteriorating, but I hope disclosure happens before my death. I can probably die happy at least. Well, not totally happy, but, somewhat happy. Just know that something I put my heart into and believed in and chased my whole life, that it was actually real. And that I wasn't crazy. And the people that I, associate with that also believe are not crazy. I'll tell you, I seen some crazy shit today in the sky. And it's probably my third or fourth time seeing it. It was a clear blue sky, it was pretty sunny today. The sky was mostly clear. There was clouds here and there, but it was mostly blue skies for the most part. And I was staring into this patch of blue sky, to the right of the sun. And all of a sudden, there appeared what looked like a gray metallic type airplane. But it looked like an airplane. It looked like it had wings, and it started, spewing the stuff out the back, chemtrailing or what have you. And the line started getting longer and the smoke started getting thicker. And I'm watching it the whole time with the naked eye. No, I didn't videotape it because I thought, there's just another plane chemtrailing again. You see 100 a day, so you ain't going to videotape them all. And it was there. Then all of a sudden, while I was watching it, the plume of smoke stopped. The chemtrail stopped, and whatever that metallic object was that looked like a plane, looked like it had wings, that was, spraying that stuff in the air, disappeared. There was no cloud there. It was just blue sky. So how does this thing just disappear in fucking thin air, in midair, and the chemtrail just stopped dead in its tracks, and this thing just disappeared? Where did it go? Was it sucked out of this fucking galaxy, this solar system? I mean, where would an object like that go? I mean, it was really fucking high up, and I could barely make it out, but it did look like a plane to me. It had what I thought were wings, and it disappeared. And this is like the third or fourth time that I've actually witnessed this, and, being a sky watcher and being out there every day looking in the skies. I've seen it a good 3 or 4 times now, so. And it's had me, shaking my head every time, like, what the fuck was that? Because they looked like planes every fucking time. And then I heard a story, somebody was saying about how these things, if they have the technology to fly here from other planets, things like that, they must, yeah, They might have the technology to actually cloak themselves or change their ships or their crafts over into, make them look like planes. Maybe we got, how we chemtrail because we're trying to geoengineer the weather and things like that, people. Maybe we got that idea from an alien species. Maybe they help us do it. You know what I mean? Maybe we and them do it. I don't know. But then I've seen videos where they suck chemtrails right out of the sky. I've seen UFO videos of actual UFOs where a plane would chemtrail and the UFO would come behind it like an eraser, and it would spew this stuff out of it. It was clear, but you could it was like weird, and then the fucking chemtrail would just disappear. I'm sure somebody else has seen that. They got them on YouTube. I've seen them on YouTube, those videos. Matter of fact, maybe I'll try to find one after this is over and cue one up for y'all fine folks out there. Homemade strawberry milk. Nothing but the best. Gotta love it. 3 people in a place to be. Cat's got everybody's tongue tonight. Everybody's tongue tied up. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to speak, comment. What are some of your beliefs out there, people? Do you guys believe in aliens? Are they real? Will we have disclosure? Have you ever seen a plane chemtrail just disappear in thin air and the chemtrail stop? Hey, Natacos do Mundo. I am from Brazil. Well, hello, Brazil. Big hello to you, sir, all the way from Buffalo, New York. Brazil's a beautiful country. Very beautiful. Most of those South American countries are freaking beautiful. But then again, it's beautiful up here too. Every place on the planet has its own beauty within, It's what you make of it. So, everything on this planet has beauty. Everything outside of this planet has beauty. Planets, all that stuff is beautiful. How was everything formed? How were we formed? Were, from Adam and Eve, were we created by God, Jesus Christ? Were we created by the Holy Spirit? Or were we created by some sort of alien species from another planet that might have put us here? Or we might be direct descendants from them. You never know. Nobody knows the answers to these questions until we actually die. And, nobody wants to die because everyone's afraid of what they might find on the other side. It could be total blackness. You just go to sleep and you don't dream, but you never wake up. It could be the kingdom of heaven with God. You could be with aliens somewhere. Who knows? You could be trapped here on Earth. Your soul be a ghost. There's a multitude of things that, could happen when we die. And everybody's afraid to find that out. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to find out. Is there life after death? Is there something after death? I believe there is. And I believe we are put here from aliens in some shape, way, or form. They had a hand in it with helping us evolve. A lot of the alien species actually look like us. They're just a little smaller, basically. You know what I mean? And you ever see that autopsy video they got, from the 40s or whatever? So a lot of people say it's a hoax. A lot of people say it's legit. I think it's real. And I don't care, I've seen the debunked videos. I think it's real. And I had a dream one time of aliens, and that's exactly what they looked like. And I had the dream before I seen that autopsy video on YouTube. And that's exactly what they looked like in my dream. They weren't the gray aliens. They almost looked like them. They had kind of bigger heads than us. but they were real small. They had 5 fingers though and toes and stuff in my dreams. And this thing on the autopsy table looked just like that. And I believe that is one of the alien races. I don't know which one that would be, but I can see, their face, the one's face from my dreams, so vivid. And it almost looked just like the one on the autopsy table, but not the same face. But it was the same kind of, like how we humans would be able to tell, oh, that's another human there. So, I do not understand very Portuguese. Excuse. That's okay there. Not a cuss, not a problem, brother. I wish I knew more Espanol. I wish I could help you out with a little more Espanol, but unfortunately, habla no Espanol. For me, amigo, Nibiru, freedom fighter, Guillermo, whatever you want to call me. Aliens do exist. They are real.
In our minds.
And in my heart. What about this whole Planet X theory? What's going on with Planet X? Is there still a planet coming for us? Will it bombard on our solar system and tear us to shreds? I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know. I used to be a firm believer 100%, but now I'm about 50-50. You know what I mean? Part of me still believes that something like that could happen, and then the other half is just like, it's never gonna happen. We're gonna meet a demise from a different way, like asteroids or something like that. And I still believe that. But like I said, I've been putting a lot of UFO stuff up on the page because, the more people we have posting UFO stuff, the quicker we're going to get disclosure. It happens one person at a time. But if everybody's posting, UFO related topics, it's going to make it easier for the government to pull the trigger on that one. Classified no more. Get the void stamp. Disclosure for the people. And that's what we truly want. Has anyone ever seen, a chemtrail being made and then all of a sudden the chemtrail stopping the thing making it that looks like a plane disappear out of the sky? Anyone else ever seen that? Or am I the only fucking crazy lunatic that's ever seen that in the sky? Probably won't get no takers, but whatever. Whatever. It is Sunday night. UFO action in my neck of the woods has been still. There hasn't been much movement at all. I have not seen a UFO in weeks. I mean weeks. It's getting deep, people. I'm going through withdrawals over here. I need to get a telescope. I need to get a telescope. I'll get one soon. I know I always say that, but I'll have one by next summer. For sure. And I'm gonna start buying drones and shit. I'm gonna get into the drones. I'm gonna start buying a lot of drones, and start shooting a lot of videos from the sky. Taking it out places, taking it out in the mountains, taking it to Letchworth State Park, taking it in the gorge there at Niagara Falls, and just flying the fucking drone around and capturing footage and things like that. I want to start getting into that too. Tell you what, I bet I'll pick up a lot more UFOs, being able to be in the sky and film the sky. So they're up there on my list. I haven't seen any UFO action in quite some time now. Normally, I'd go outside any given night and I'd see a few. All you got to do is stare and look for a while in different directions of the sky, and you will soon see one. See one. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact. And anybody can come over, and I can take you outside, and within an hour, even if I go out now in the cold, I'll see one. But the problem is, it's too cold to stay out there for a while to look in the sky. But I can take anybody out there, and I could point one out within an hour. Guaranteed. I guarantee it. It'll be too high to be a plane. It won't have any blinking aviation lights. It'll be flying all fucking weird, like almost like a leaf floating through the sky. Nuts. They're sneaky devils. They come down while we sleep. They send little orbs down. They fucking do all kinds of shit, people. They have been dissecting us and, testing us for fucking thousands and thousands of years. Since we started, Are aliens us? Are they us from the future? I've heard some people say that before, that, all aliens are basically us from the future, and how we evolved and what we ended up looking like hundreds of thousands of years from now. I've heard that before. So there's a lot of different theories. Atlantis. I believe Atlantis did exist. I believe Atlantis still exists. And I believe it's in inner Earth, and I believe it's in Antarctica, into them ice caverns that go down deep into those glaciers. I believe there's a, Middle Earth there, a paradise of sorts, with little flying discs everywhere, with Nazi symbols on them. The Glock. Hitler did survive. Hitler did not die in Germany like they said he did. They need to change the history books, because that show Hunting Hitler already retraced the steps all through South America and down Antarctica. Solid proof, too. So it's like, there you go. There's the proof right there that Hitler made it down to fucking Antarctica. And Admiral Byrd, Operation High Jump. I'll put a video up about Operation High Jump one of these days, too. It's a great story if you have not heard it or seen it. We put together some troops, and we knew Hitler escaped to Antarctica. So that's what Operation High Jump was about, to go kill Hitler and the remaining Nazi regime. But they didn't tell the people that that's what it was for, because the people already thought Hitler was dead, and they couldn't tell him he was still alive. So they just said it was an expedition, you know what I mean? But it wasn't an expedition. It was a mission to go in and find Hitler and kill the Nazis. And they were encountered by, flying saucers, flying discs. And there's plenty credible witnesses that, attest to that. And some of them have said that they were encountered by flying disc-shaped objects with Nazi symbols on the side of them. Third Reich. Did they make a deal with one of these, species? Maybe the Aryans, they say there's an alien species that looks like the Aryan race with the blonde hair, blue eyes. Maybe, Anunnaki. Who knows? I don't know the answers to these questions. I would like to know the answers to all of these questions. And you people got to help me find that out. I wonder if when you die, I wonder if you find all that out. You know what I mean? Like, if you do go to heaven, can you sit down with God and have him explain, how the solar system started? How many different species there are right now on what planets? I wonder if we can, find that out. That'd be pretty fucking cool. That's if we even make it to heaven. You know what I mean? I think a lot about that too. Is if I was to die today, did I do enough to get in? And that's always in the back of my mind. And part of me says yeah, and part of me says no. You know what I mean? So Still a lot of things I got to clean up in my life, you know, just for the simple fact that I don't want to get screwed when it comes time to meet my maker, you know what I mean? But who is my maker? You know what I mean? Is it the alien from the fucking autopsy film? Is that my maker? Is it an alien race? Is it God? Is it dust particles? Meteorites. I always wanted to find some meteorites, like little pieces, and take them home. I wonder if those meteorites have any energy, you know, give off any energy. Like, supposedly they say like a lot of those salt lamps, salt rock lamps, whatever, they give a good aura or energy. I knew this guy who swore by those things, and this guy, you know, thought he used to, he told me he's actually had aliens visit him and chase him around his house. And he's actually, you know, talked to them, and they used to visit him every night. This guy was a real, you know, he was really out there. And he used to be a friend of the family. He disappeared. He moved out to California, but he was living in Arizona for a while. And when he lived in Arizona, he said a lot of strange things happened to him up in the Arizona mountains. He had a little house up in the mountains in Arizona. And I don't know whether I believe his story or not. You know what I mean? Because he did seem a little too far out there. But, you know, he did seem genuine too. And there was never any faults in his storylines. You know what I mean? If he told the same story to 8 different people, the story wouldn't change. It would be the same, you know. There wouldn't be any flaws in the story at all. So. I'll be right back. Hey, party people. Milk does the body good. Milk, it does the body good, people. Does the body good. Love you too, babe. Love you too. Oh, my Lord. I'm getting a lot of chest pains lately.
What's the garbage in the middle of the kitchen?
What do you mean in the middle? It's not in the middle of the kitchen. It's right here.
That's the middle of the kitchen.
Oh.
Mommy bear. Well good. Parent,
I don't feel good.
My side hurts.
I got chest pains real bad.
Try burp.
I did burp. It's not air of the chest pain, so it's not gas. Chest is killing me.
Little spa.
My spa,
Strawberry milk.
my little man cave. No, I'm drinking regular milk now. That's where you're wrong. That's where she's wrong. It's regular milk. Which would you rather have first? Disclosure on UFOs or disclosure on chemtrails? A lot of people would rather have chemtrails. There's a lot of people that are just fucking chemtrail nuts and have whole pages devoted to nothing but chemtrails. You know, I'm into chemtrails too, but UFO is the passion. Aliens are the passion. Because it's just like, you know. And when you know, you know. You ever just know you're right about something? Say, you know what, I know I'm right. That's what it is with UFOs. I know I'm right. Ain't nobody gonna tell me any different. They could try, but it ain't gonna work. I don't understand why there's not any more big mass sightings. Like, you know, you would think they would want us to know that they exist, or maybe they think that we already know, but the government's covered it up, and maybe they don't know that. I don't know. But you would think, you know, if they really wanted us to know they existed, they would just come down and do mass sightings over every city in America, you know, for like 5 nights straight, 5 nights in a row, you know what I mean? And then that'll be that. You can't explain that, so the government would have no choice but to say, yeah, they exist. They'll say they're terrorists flying them. Those ain't aliens, they're terrorists. The jihadists were working hard making their disc-shaped crafts with their Element 115. Element 115, I would put that in a pipe and smoke it. That shit would probably rock your world. It sounded like you were, what? Sucking the meat off the bone. What? Ribs. McDonald's needs to bring back the fucking McRib sandwich, man. Fucking McRib. I don't know why they took that shit away. I love those McRibs. McRibs were the fucking shit. Get a McRib with a shamrock shake. Boom. Paradise. I got 2 tickets to paradise. Right there, that's all you need. Oh, you gotta have a fry. Throw the fry in, though. You gotta have a fry, you know. It's not the same without the fry. Burger King's fries, I used to like them when I was a kid. But they changed them at some point. I don't remember the exact year they changed them, but I remember when they changed them. And they didn't change for the better. They changed for the fucking worse. And I don't know why they ever changed it. They changed like the texture, the taste. It was just overall all different. Who's being ignorant? I don't see anybody being ignorant. It was a joke, babe. I wonder if aliens eat food like how we eat food. Like, are they eating the cattle that they fucking dissect? Like, what do they eat? I've heard stories that they eat, like, organisms, like, fucking basically, like, bacteria and shit like that. You know, but what would they fucking eat? Do they eat us? Wouldn't that be something? If the only reason they were keeping us nice and healthy and keeping an eye on us because they're, you know, they're RSVPing on a smorgasbord that's yet to come in years in the future, and we're the fucking, you know, we're the dish of the night, and we're gonna all get eaten. They're gonna put us in cocoons like caterpillars, and then when you know when it's our turn to be roasted up, they're gonna eat us up. I don't believe in that either, because they could have just came down and ate us all already and had their fill. So I don't know. I don't know. There's all these stories about all these different alien races, that there's more than one. You know, I believe that there could be more than one, but I don't believe there's like fucking as many as they say there is. Like, I've heard people get ridiculous talking about, oh, there's 15 different kinds. And I'm like, there's just no, you know, there's no way. And they're all smarter than us. Come on. You get what I'm saying? It's just, no. But, you know, I believe in in a few of them, I should say. And I don't know what to call the ones that almost look like us. But they're small. They're like, you know what they look like? The ones from my dream? The cross between us and a gray. Like somewhere in between. You know what I mean? It was like a gray had sex with a human being here on Earth. And that's the species they got almost. Sunday night. Sunday fucking night. I still have not seen the Bob Lazar movie, but like I said, I'm sure I didn't miss out on anything. I probably already heard all the stories, because it's probably the same stuff, but then again, who knows? Bobby Lazar. Dan Burrish. I don't know if I believe that dude's story about working with the J-Rod and the Clean Sphere. The video I posted earlier. I'm on the fence about that video. I'm on the fence about that guy. You know, part of me thinks it's, you know, legit, and part of me thinks it's not. And then other parts of me thinks part of it's legit, and maybe he did work at places, but he didn't, you know, see what he's seen, or not, you know, the majority of what he's seen, shit like that. It's hard to tell, is that person telling the truth, you know? We'll never know. Or will we? Will we get any answers, any questions answered we want when we die? Will we just be able to know who killed Kennedy? Who did this? Who did that? You know what I mean? Who killed Tupac? Will we be able to find out all these things in the afterlife? I would want to inquire, wouldn't you? You know, it's bothered me here on Earth. You know, I want to know who, you know, did some of these things. So why not inquire about it if we're able to find out all that information once we're dead? Why not inquire about it? You know, you ever hear the expression, closed mouths don't get fed? My mother used to tell me that when I was a fucking infant with snots in my nose walking around with a big boom box on my shoulder and diapers. Closed mouths don't get fed. And you know what? She's right. She's absolutely right. You gotta speak up in today's day and age. Yeah, they are great questions, you know, and it's sometimes it's you sit there and you rack your brain all day about shit like that, you know, wanting to know the answers to those questions. And you think about, will I ever know? You know, and you certainly don't want to die not knowing those answers. You know, you'd want to have a fulfilled life and find out all the dark secrets of the earth. You know, I'm sure anybody would want to know that. You know what I mean? I know I would. I definitely know I would. But now Nibiru Planet X, I kind of lost interest with that because I'm not seeing any fucking planets in the sky. You know what I mean? Other than fucking Mars and Venus and Jupiter and things like that. If they're even those planets, I don't fucking know. But they say they are. I don't. You know, but every year it's the same shit with that. You know what I mean? It's over and over. It's repeated. Okay, this is the year. But then again, it's like that with UFO disclosure too. But you know, I believe. Well, I know wholeheartedly that's real and that exists. So, and I believe we're getting closer to a disclosure if one ever comes. But only one can hope that it does come. Like I said, if they put a case of money on the table and disclosure in another briefcase, I'd pick the disclosure in the briefcase because I want to know that shit. That's worth millions of dollars to me. A person that's, thought about it his entire life. It consumes my mind sometimes, you know what I mean? Not a day goes by I don't think about aliens or UFOs or looking in the sky for them. Not a day goes by they don't cross my mind. It's like I'm forever bonded to that for some reason and drawn to that. I don't know how you guys feel, on the shit, but that's how I feel. Christmas, don't remind me, man. I fucking hate Christmas time. They should do away with Christmas. Once you hit a certain age, you should have to buy gifts for like the kids, but once they hit a certain age, there should be no gifts. Should be a cutoff point. Like as soon as you turn teenager, like 13 or something, boom, done. You don't get nothing no more after that. Hey, Cosmic. Is that the real Cosmic? Somebody click on that guy's page right there. I hope it's the real Cosmic. Should have like 30 something subscribers if it's the real Cosmic. Is that you? Hey, and that's Cosmic. There he is. Where you been, man? Where you been? If I'd have known you were coming, I would have set you up with a wrench. Working, I hear that. Me too. Every day still working, working, working. Same shit, different day, you know what I mean? Gotta work. You have to work. If you don't work, you don't survive. It's just, it's that simple. You know? People like me I can't go down and get welfare and things like that. I always get denied when I used to try. You know? You gotta work. You seen any crazy shit in the skies, Cosmic? Any UFOs or anything lately? You're not too far from me, but, the skies could be different over there. I would think there would be more UFO sightings in Canada than there would be in the United States. It's just because when I think of Canada, I think of, like, more, not as populated areas, more wooded areas. It's just more clean. There's just, there's more nature there than there is here in America. And if you don't want to be seen, the smartest thing to do for the UFOs would be to go to a place where there's not that many, people, where it's not that populated. And that's why you see a lot of these sightings happening in the country, up in the hills, up in the mountains, on the coast, on the beach somewhere where there's, no one around. Things like that. Eyes are shot. Yeah, mine are getting worse, man. I got something in my eye a couple weeks back at work. I got some kind of aquafoam stuff. The dust from it got in my eye, and I had this big speck in my eye. It's still in there. It's like pushed down in the corner. And, I tried flushing my eyes out for 3 days. I was putting Visine in my eyes. I was rinsing water. This thing wouldn't come out. And it infected my vision so bad now that when I close this eye and look, I can read this, the smallest thing, 20/20 vision. Then when I do the opposite way and I close this eye, I can't read shit over there except for the bigger writing. I can't read none of the small writing. I just can't do it. Fucking aquafoam. I should have went to the hospital, but I didn't. I'm just fucking. Everyone knows I'm stubborn. I've been getting chest pains every day for the last year, and they just been getting worse and worse. And now it's to the point where it's nonstop all day long, and I still haven't went to the hospital. That shows you how much I fucking hate going to the hospital. They never help you really, anyways. There, they try to get you out the door as quick as possible. Oh, you got gas, or oh, you got this. Give him this medication and send him on his way. I want to see polls about. We definitely do need to have disclosure. I want to see polls. I want them to do census things where they ask, every citizen of like all the countries around the world, do they believe in UFOs or have they ever seen a UFO? You know what I mean? And I want to see what the poll numbers would be. Because I have a funny feeling that there's more believers out there. Well, no, maybe not, because the world's got a lot of assholes in it, so no, you know what, there's probably a lot more non-believers than there are believers, but all the facts are there, people. That's why I'm constantly posting these UFO videos, because all of the fucking facts are there, people. They're all there. All of them are there. You just gotta know where to look for this shit, because some of this shit is real. Travis Walton's story, Fire in the Sky, where he was abducted in Arizona. Come on, people. They all passed lie detector tests. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. Like, I don't know, 6, 7 fucking times, these guys. And there was like 6 of them. And they all passed with flying colors. And still to this day, they're taking them. And they're still passing them. Come on. This guy was taken off this planet for 5 fucking days and brought up to a Chevron, which is a mothership. And he actually walked with, he seen gray looking aliens, and he seen ones that looked just like us that were human. And humans let him out into this big bay, or this big bay area. And he said there was just fucking shit tons of little flying discs, but they weren't all the same shape, everywhere in that little thing. And he was gone for 5 fucking days. 5 days. And they ran some tests on him and things like that, And these guys witnessed this thing, fucking come down over top of Travis. And then, they go back and he's gone. You know what I mean? I'm gonna miss it. How's your family? Working out of town, huh? That's gotta suck. Well, it could work both ways. You know, sometimes if you got like naggy wives or something like that, it's good to work out of town once in a while. But if you got loving wives, then it would suck being away from the family for that long, for sure. I've worked out of town a few times back in my day. I like the traveling aspect of it all, but I do get homesick when I go to places like when we went to Atlanta. I was there 24 hours and I was already homesick. So I was like, all right, yeah, the sights look nice, but I'm just uncomfortable here. I don't know my way around here. I'm just, you know, I want to be, where I know my environment. So, yeah, things are okay, Cosmic. Things are okay. Me and the wife are doing good. My health hasn't been too good. My wife's health hasn't been the best, but other than that, things have been going really good. Christmas 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away now. I started saving early for that shit. Fuck. Like I said, I hate Christmas. They should just do away with it. All together. Do away with it. Get rid of it. That's my philosophy. For the kids, yes. The kids, but that's it. Once they reach a certain age, no more gifts for them. A lot of the holidays, I'm really not into anymore. Halloween's nothing. Halloween's a shitty holiday too, you know what I mean? Halloween is shitty. We don't get any trick or treaters here. That's not like a holiday either. Hell, tell me about it, Jim Jones. Every fucking year, scrounging up every penny. You know what I mean? It's like a fucking scavenger hunt for loose change. But through the grace of God, every year, comes and goes, and we do okay. So I'm not worried about it. I stress about it too much. You know what I mean? I think about it too much. I try not to even think about it. That's why I'd rather think about UFOs and disclosure. Yeah, you did leave YouTube, Cosmic. I haven't seen you on anybody's page in a while. Long time. Peacemaker I seen on Debbie's page not that long ago, but she hasn't been over on my page at all. Hey, still some Red Bull left. Just what the ticker needs. Some more fucking poison. It's like everyone went quiet around the boo tube. Yeah, you noticed that too, Jim Jones? It's not the same how it was like 2 years ago, you know what I mean? The trolling was more heavier. It was just it there was all these fucking different pages every other day popping up, it's not the same. But you know, some say it's changing for the best, but I don't even like the newest version of YouTube that I had to download to my phone. I can't stand the fucking thing. Can't stand it. It's a pain in the ass to have to deal with. I'd rather have the old app on my phone so I don't have to deal with all this new bullshit. I'm one of those people. I'm stuck in, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of guys. So why would you even mess with it? My YouTube app worked just fine, but they made me do it. They wouldn't let me do live feeds unless I updated the app. I was like, them mother suckers pissed me off. My fish died today. I'm so pissed. We had a little shiner fishy that I was gonna go fishing with about 3 years ago, and we saved him and put him in a tank, and he lived for 3 years. And last night somehow he got out of his tank. The top of the tank was on, but there's like a crack in the back that's real small. That'd be the only way he could have got out, and the chances of that happening where he had a perfect jump right through was, slim to none, but he did it, and he didn't survive, and he passed away. His name was Phineas. He was a good fish. Spent a lot of time sitting at the kitchen table, just, the tank, watching him swim around, watching him eat, try to look for food off the bottom, things like that. He used to do fucking flips and go crazy in there once in a while. But, all good things must come to an end, I guess, so, you know, death is just as much part of life as life is. We're guaranteed death when we're born, so I just, want to know what's next. What's out there? Is there heaven? Do we go up to some planet with aliens? Like, do we know? Will we have all our, questions answered that we wanted to know while we were living? Can we come back as ghosts and haunt our loved ones and play practical jokes on people and our enemies, haunt our enemies, things like that? Who knows? Part of me thinks that would be fun to do. You know, come back and haunt a few people. That would be fucking perfect. I'd be happy if I could come back and haunt some of my enemies. That would make things, bittersweet. It'd be like karma. I know I would so like that too. Right? That would be sweet. If you got to pick. Here's a list. You can pick 5 people to haunt. You got to write all 5 people down here on the list, and then off you go to hunt. Who would be on your list? Who would be in your top 5 of people you would want to hunt? You would throw a plate at me? Oh, I would be like paranormal activity shit, slamming doors and fucking doing real scary shit to scare the fuck out of people. Flicking lights on and off constantly, turning TVs on and off. I'd be fucking with people hardcore. Following them everywhere they went, so they got so crazy they'd want to end their own life because... And then it would be bittersweet revenge in the end. I mean, I believe in ghosts. Ghosts are real, I think. And, where'd Cosmic go? Cosmic take off? If you took off, Cosmic, thanks for stopping by, bro. Appreciate it. Haven't seen you in a while. It was good to see you. You're always welcome here. You know that. But that would be sweet to be able to haunt your enemies. I believe to think we have ghosts in my house. Well, what are some of the signs that make you think your house is haunted? Like, do you have lights flicker on and off? Do you hear creaks? Like, what kind of stuff makes you think your house? Shadows, huh? I believe this house, we've had some times of things where stuff has happened in this house. Like, we had both doors locked and came home, and there was muddy woman's feet prints coming in from our backyard one day, and our door was wide open, leading across our living room floor. We have a hardwood floor, and they just stopped halfway and disappeared. Went all muddy to no footprints at all. And they were a woman's footprint, and she was in her bare feet. Another time, a picture came flying off the wall at me all the way over here, and this picture was all the way on the wall at the other end of the hall, and it made it all the way to this end of the hall, and it just missed my head by this much, and flying past my head and into the closet door one time, and I don't know how that happened. Back porch swing? Well, that could be the wind, Jim Jones. That could be the wind. If it's outside, if it's an outside porch, that could be the wind. Or does it happen on non-windy days too? Aliens, though, man. what do they really look like? Like I said, I believe they look just like us. You know, that autopsy video, I believe that was a genuine one. I believe that was an alien. And I believe, you know, they look just like us for the most part, like kind of in between us and the Greys. That's just what I think. You don't have to think that, but that's what I think. As for there being 15 to 20, I don't think there is. But I think there's probably a couple. I've also heard stories where the Greys are just like drone or like robots basically, or you know, drones that they use, that the other alien races use or something, and they all use them. I've heard stories all across the board about every type of fucking alien race there is, and you know, you don't find as many of those on YouTube as you used to either. I remember 2-3 years ago, you type in a certain topic and it would be flooded. Nowadays, a lot of those videos that I used to watch back in the day, a couple years ago, those videos are no longer up on YouTube. They're like gone. You know what I mean? So, shit sucks. Shit definitely sucks. Disclosure for Christmas. That would be the best Christmas gift ever. Ever. Disclosure for Christmas. I would love it. I would love it. Would you guys like that as a gift for Christmas? Alien disclosure? I think that would be great. But it's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen. We need more mass sightings. So, we need some more UFO summonings. We gotta all summon them to come down and give us mass sightings all over the fucking planet, non-stop, for weeks and weeks. Until the government finally says, you know what, enough is enough. Okay, they're fucking real. And we're like, yes, we knew it. We fucking knew it. We knew it. It was real the whole time. I've heard there are demons, but not sure I believe that. My wife is religious and she thinks so. Yeah, well, I believe in that shit, like, you know, exorcisms and shit like that. I believe that, you know, bodies can become possessed. I believe those stories of possession in people and things like that from, like, demons. And that's crazy because if you think about it, and that is true, and demons really do possess people, then there has to be good. There has to be angels. There has to be heaven. You know, because if there's demons and that hell part exists with the demons, then there has to be heaven. Correct? Wouldn't there? They say heaven and hell. Well, if demons really can possess certain people and there really has to be exorcisms done on people, then heaven has to exist. But then if heaven does exist and God does exist, how were aliens made? Is our God their God too? Did God make them too? Or do they have a different God? Each solar system have different gods. And all the gods sit on a panel together that rule over the different solar systems. And they have their own meetings. I don't know how the shit works. I'm dying to know, literally. I'm literally dying to know. If you didn't catch that one might have went over your head. But why do they put fences around cemeteries, people? Because everybody's dying, just dying to get in. Get it? Ha 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 ha. I make a funny. But yeah. Exorcism, demons, man. If that shit's real, then heaven has to exist. And if heaven exists, then aliens have to be fake, right? See, this is all the shit I have problems with. This is daily things that go on in my brain. Shit, I think about this type of shit all day long. And it drives me insane. What'd your dad tell you, babe? Oh, everybody's dying to get in the cemetery? Yeah, my father used to say that too every time we passed the cemetery in the car. So you know why they put a fence up around there, right? And I said, why, Dad? And he said, oh, because everyone's just dying to get in. Ha ha ha. we've reached my hour. Unfortunately, I have to be ending for the night, but it was another great live feed. This Sunday night slot seems to be doing really well for me. The Sunday night at 7 slot. At one point in time, I had up to 10 people in the room, so that's good. You know what I mean? And it was another great live feed, another good show. We talked about a lot of fucking different shit. Disclosure. Cosmic came back. Finally, Cosmic, graced us. Thank you, Cosmic, for stopping by. Appreciate that. You're always welcome here anytime. Thank you, everybody else who stopped by. Jim Jones and who are the other people? I forget the names. Jim Jones, or was there someone else with the black thing, wasn't there? There was a Brazil guy, Warthog, Mrs. NFF, and there was a few people that just didn't comment, that, were just hanging out, basically spying, seeing what I'm going to say next, seeing if I'm going to talk shit about them, or, you know what I mean? We ain't got no time for that. We're focused on a goal here now at the Nibiru Freedom Fighter channel, and that goal is alien disclosure. 100%. Planet X Nibiru, if more evidence pops up with that, you better believe it. I'll be posting it. I'll be talking about it. But as of right now, number one priority is alien and UFO disclosure for the people. Nibiru, Planet X, chemtrails, all that is on the back burner, but still a real, thing we wanna, break apart too and find out the facts about. But whether they're doing geoengineering or planets, weather, and shit like that with these chemtrails, there's still a lot of people. Chemtrails don't exist. They're condensation trails. Blah blah blah. That's bullshit, people. If you believe that, you're just a fucking moron. I'm sorry, but tell it how it is. You might think I'm a fucking moron, so I guess we're equally morons. So, but I gotta go, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. It was another fucking great live feed again, and I'll be doing another one of these in a few days, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll try to do one again. My one during the week didn't go so well, so I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not, but I might. And definitely next weekend, Sunday, maybe Saturday, I don't know. No, we're going to keep it on Sundays. I like the Sunday, the nice and relaxed. People are at home, unwinding, getting ready to go to work the next day, so they're thumbing through YouTube, and we'll get them, we'll catch them, might catch their eye. They might hear something they like, stop by to chat, give us their opinions, things like that. And we want to be able to talk about everything here. We want to be able to talk about the debunking side of things. We want to be able to talk about, the facts, about UFOs. If people, have sightings, bring them up. Let's talk about them. I want to hear the stories. If you have any UFO or alien stories in the future on my live feeds, bring them up. Let's talk about them. Let's bring them to the limelight, people. Let's knock it out the park and get closer to disclosure. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. You guys have been great. Cosmic, we love you, bro. You're welcome anytime. Everybody else, you guys are welcome anytime. Great live feed. Peace and love, everybody. The Nibiru Freedom Fighter will be seeing you. I'll be coming around the mountain when I come. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. Treat thy neighbor kindly. Do something nice for somebody. Peace.